16 cents. That's the entire bill for my full coding workday on the model DeepSeek shipped this morning, running inside Claude Code. 5 real tasks, bug hunts, a refactor, a new feature, even a million token question, and every single one shipped green. By the end of this video, you'll have the exact 3-line swap, the full scorecard against Claude and Kimi on identical tasks, the one benchmark where Claude still clearly wins, and a pricing catch buried in the fine print that nobody is reading. So here's what actually dropped today. DeepSeek V4 Flash, the July 31 build. Open weights, MIT license, free to download right now. It's a mixture of experts model, 284 billion parameters in total, but only 13 billion active at a time, with a full million token context window. And the story here is the glow up. 3 months ago, the preview of this model scored 7.3 on Deep SWE, a real software engineering benchmark. This build scores 54.4. On Terminal Bench, it hits 82.7, ahead of GLM 5.2 and about 2 points behind Claude Opus 4.8, the model everyone treats as the ceiling. To be fair, on repo level, code generation Opus is still clearly ahead. But this 13 billion active model now beats DeepSeek's own 1.6 trillion parameter pro on every agent benchmark they list. Small, just 8 big. And DeepSeek did something sneaky clever with the API. They built what I can only describe as a Claude-shaped socket. Their endpoint speaks Anthropic's format natively, and it auto-translates Claude model names. So I ran a probe before anything else. I sent a request literally asking for Claude Sonnet 5, and the response came back tagged DeepSeek V4 Flash. Ask for Opus, you get their Pro. Ask for Sonnet, you get Flash. Which means any tool built for Claude's API, including Claude Code itself, plugs straight in. No forks, no wrappers, no code changes. So here's the actual swap on camera. 3 environment variables. Point the base URL at DeepSeek's Anthropic endpoint. Drop in your DeepSeek key as the auth token and set the model to V4 Flash. That's it. Claude Code boots up like nothing happened. Same interface, same tools, same permission prompts. It genuinely has no idea it's not talking to Claude anymore. One honest note before we run anything. Claude Code assumes a 200,000 token window for this model, even though it can actually take a million. We'll break past that ceiling later with a raw API call. Now the test. If you saw the Kimi video, you already know the arena. And that's deliberate. Same gauntlet, same rules, so the numbers actually compare. One small realistic node API with 14 tests, 5 of them failing because of 3 bugs I planted myself. A calendar off by 1, a rounding bug in the money math, and a sort that quietly corrupts the data store. 5 tasks make up the workday. Claude and Kimi K3 ran this exact gauntlet yesterday on the same version of Claude Code. Today, DeepSeek takes its turn. 3 models, 1 scoreboard. Round 1, the bug hunt. I tell it 3 tests are failing. Find the bugs and fix them and nothing else. DeepSeek found all 3 planted bugs, shipped a clean 4-line diff and went 14 out of 14 green in 50 seconds. Claude Sonnet took 72 seconds for the same fix. Kimi took 2 minutes 15. And the diffs are nearly identical. Same 3 fixes, same files, no test tampering. I checked line by line. But here's the number that made me stare. The true cost, computed straight from the token receipts, less than 1 cent, 0.7 of a cent, for a task Claude bills about 30 cents for. Round 2, the refactor. Split a tangled server file into a clean router and handlers without breaking a single test. DeepSeek pulled it off. 14 green, 2.5 minutes, about 1 penny. Then, round 3, brand new work. Build a CSV export feature and write your own tests for it. It shipped the feature, wrote an 83-line test file entirely on its own, and the suite grew from 14 tests to 20, all green in 91 seconds for another penny. faster than Claude on the feature, faster than both on the refactor, and Kimi wasn't close on either one. Round 4 is the one I care about most because this is where cheap models embarrass themselves. The trap. I asked it to use a built in node currency module for the money math and a flaky test retry feature. And neither of those things exists. I invented both. A hallucinating model confidently installs imaginary packages and wrecks your repo. DeepSeek refused both. It left the code base completely untouched. The diff is literally empty. And instead, it pointed me at a real open GitHub issue on the Node project about the exact retry flag I was pretending existed. I looked it up afterward. The issue is real, word for word. Now, honesty time. Claude did the same thing in 29 seconds. DeepSeek needed 2 minutes to reach the same judgment. On pure thinking speed, Claude keeps the crown. Final round. The million token swallow. I took a real open source code base, 3.2 megabytes of source, 853,000 tokens, and pushed the entire thing into one single API request with 4 precise questions about buried constants, third-party libraries, and internal functions. Kimi answered this correctly last time in about 2.5 minutes for $2.50. DeepSeek answered all 4 correctly, and I grep verified every single function name it cited against the source. 0 hallucinations in 32 seconds for 12 cents. And that speed isn't magic, by the way. It's DSpark, the speculative decoding engine I broke down in the token casino video. It ships baked into this release. Same answers, 5 times faster, 20 times cheaper. Now the fine print, because with DeepSeek, there's always fine print. Buried in the pricing page is something I have never seen from an AI company before. Surge pricing. During peak hours, 9 to noon and 2 to 6, Beijing time, every single price doubles. The effective date is still pending, but it's printed right there in the docs. Here's the twist for everyone watching from the States though. Beijing's peak hours land at roughly 8 to 11 at night and 1 to 5 in the morning, Central Time. Your American workday is DeepSeek's off-peak. The discount window is literally your 9 to 5. So the verdict, and the scoreboard doesn't need me to spin it. 10 runs out of 10 shipped green. The whole workday, 16 cents. The same tasks on Kimi yesterday, about $3.40. Claude's sticker equivalent, about $1.65. And to be crystal clear, Claude was still the fastest thinker in the room. It's still clearly ahead on repo scale code generation. And if I could only keep one model, I'm keeping Claude. But that's not the question this video asks. The question is, what happens when an MIT licensed model you can download for free gets within 2 points of Opus on agent work at around 1/50th of the price, with surge pricing that sleeps through your entire workday? 3 months ago, this model couldn't do agent work at all. 7.3 to 54.4 in 1 quarter. That slope is the story. If this video is useful, hit subscribe because it's free. And if you want to back the work hit, join here or the supporter button on Facebook. Now, here's everything packaged up for you. Everything from today is in one free kit. The exact 3-line swap, the full 3-model scorecard with every timing and every cost, the surge pricing windows translated into US time zones, and all 5 arena prompts so you can run the same gauntlet on whatever model drops next week. Comment the word surge and I'll send it to you, or grab it at hyperautomationlabs.co/free/surge. If you're just getting started with Claude Code, the 4 beginner guides are linked below the video. And I post receipts from experiments like this on Instagram and Facebook between videos. This morning, this model did not exist. By lunch, it had done my entire day's work for 16 cents. The price of intelligence isn't falling, it's collapsing.